Humans have always feared the deep sea. From ancient myths to modern mysteries, the ocean's depths have captured our imagination and instilled a sense of awe and terror. Today, we're going to dive into the reasons behind humanity's enduring fear of the deep sea and explore the myths and legends that have shaped our perception of the ocean's mysterious depths. Welcome back, everyone. Here today, we're diving into the deep end of human psychology and sociology and exploring why humans have always feared the ocean's depths. So, if you're ready to get your mind swimming with thoughts of sunken mysteries and leviathans lurking in the dark, then let's get started. In the beginning, there was nothing. Then God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw that the light was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. And God called the light Day 1, and the darkness he called Night 1. So the evening and the morning were the first day. Genesis 1:3-5. The opening lines of the Bible tell the story of creation. They speak of a formless void that existed before the universe, a primeval darkness that was banished by the power of God when he created the sun and the moon to illuminate the earth. This story is not unique to the Judeo-Christian tradition. Similar narratives can be found in cultures around the world, from the Babylonian epic of creation to the Chinese creation myth. The common thread that runs through these stories is the same. The world began in darkness, and that darkness was cast out. But what did that darkness become? Well, some say it went up into the sky to become night, or it could be that it sank down into the depths of the ocean. You see, in the days of antiquity, the ocean was seen as the ultimate abyss, a bottomless pit that swallowed everything that entered it. This view was shaped by several factors, including the lack of understanding about the physical properties of the ocean, the absence of navigational tools and techniques, and the prevalence of myths and legends that personified the ocean as a dangerous and unpredictable force of nature. The ancient Mesopotamians, for example, believed that the ocean was home to a primordial goddess named Tiamat, who was depicted as a giant serpent. This creature was said to be so powerful that she was able to create and destroy the world at will. To them, the ocean was not just a body of water, it was a living, breathing force of nature that demanded respect and obedience. The Greeks also had their own terrifying creatures that lived in the depths of the ocean. In Homer's Odyssey, Odysseus is warned of the dangers that lie ahead, including the whirlpool Charybdis, which was said to be located between Sicily and Italy. To the sailors of antiquity, the ocean was a treacherous place filled with deadly currents and whirlpools that could drag ships and their crews down to their doom. These beliefs were reinforced by the fact that most seafarers avoided these areas, which only added to the mystery and danger surrounding them. But it wasn't just the physical dangers of the ocean that terrified people. They also feared the creatures that lived there. The ancient Greeks told stories of sea monsters such as the Scylla, a six-headed dog-like creature that lived on a rock between two whirlpools. Sailors who passed by her lair were often lured to their deaths by her enchanting music. The idea of a creature so powerful and alluring that it could lure unsuspecting sailors to their deaths was enough to strike fear into the hearts of even the most experienced mariners. The ancient Norsemen believed that the Midgard serpent, also known as the world serpent, encircled the entire earth and that its head and tail were connected so that it formed a ring around the planet. This creature was said to be so massive that when it rose to the surface of the ocean, its body would create earthquakes and tidal waves that could wipe out entire cities. The very idea of a serpent so big that it could encircle the earth was enough to terrify the Vikings. They also believed that when the serpent lifted its head out of the water, its eyes would burn with the fires of hell and that its breath could poison the air and cause widespread pestilence. But it wasn't just mythical creatures that people feared. They also feared the ocean itself. Storms were seen as the wrath of the gods, and sailors who ventured out into the open sea were often at the mercy of the elements. The Greeks believed that Poseidon, the god of the sea, was so easily angered that he could turn a calm sea into a raging storm in an instant. They also believed that the ocean was full of dangerous whirlpools and underwater creatures that could drag sailors down to their deaths. The Romans, too, had their own pantheon of sea deities, including Neptune, who was similar to Poseidon in many ways. They also believed that the ocean was a dangerous and unpredictable place and that sailors should respect the power of the sea. But it wasn't just the Greeks and Romans who feared the ocean. The ancient Chinese also had their own myths and legends about the dangers of the sea. They believed that the ocean was home to a mythical beast called the Qi, which was said to be so large that it could capsize ships and swallow sailors whole. The Chinese also believed that the ocean was full of treacherous currents and that sailors who ventured too far out to sea would never return. The ocean's unpredictability is another factor that has contributed to humanity's fear of the deep sea. For much of human history, the ocean was largely unexplored, and its behavior was seen as mysterious and inscrutable. Storms could arise suddenly and without warning, tossing ships around like toys and dragging them down into the depths. The vastness of the ocean is also a source of fear and wonder. The sheer size and scale of the ocean has always been difficult for humans to comprehend. Even today, we have only explored a tiny fraction of the ocean's surface, and its depths remain largely unknown. This sense of the unknown has led to countless myths and legends about the creatures and phenomena that may exist in the deep sea. One particularly persistent myth is the legend of the Kraken, a gigantic squid-like monster that was said to dwell off the coast of Norway. The Kraken was said to be so large that it could wrap its tentacles around an entire ship and drag it down to the depths. Another popular myth is the story of the Luska, a sea monster that was said to inhabit the waters around the Bahamas. The Luska was said to be a hybrid creature with the head of a shark and the body of an octopus. It was said to be so vicious and aggressive that it would attack and devour anything that entered its lair. These stories and many others like them have contributed to the sense of mystery and intrigue that surrounds the deep sea. Of course, these fears were not entirely without merit. There are indeed many dangers that lurk in the depths of the ocean, from strong currents to shipwrecks to marine life. However, the reality is that most of these dangers can be avoided if one is properly prepared and equipped. Despite this, the ocean's reputation as a dangerous and unpredictable force of nature has persisted throughout history. In recent years, as humanity has developed new technologies to explore the deep sea, we have discovered a wealth of bizarre and fascinating creatures that live in the darkest depths of the ocean. But despite the wonders that we have found, the deep sea remains a place of mystery and intrigue. The vast majority of the ocean's volume lies in its depths, and we have only explored a tiny fraction of it. What other creatures and phenomena may exist in the deep sea remains to be seen. So, why do humans fear the deep? The answer is complex and multifaceted. The ocean's unpredictability, its vastness, and the prevalence of myths and legends have all contributed to humanity's enduring fear of the deep sea. Even today, as we continue to explore the ocean's depths, we are reminded of the power and mystery of the natural world. While the ocean is a source of wonder and beauty, it is also a force to be reckoned with. We must respect the ocean's power and be prepared for the challenges that it presents if we are to continue exploring its depths and uncovering its secrets. I think that about wraps it up for today. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Do you fear the deep? Have you ever encountered anything unexplainable while sailing the seas? I look forward to hearing from you. And remember, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like these. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, keep an open mind and a brave heart.